Good morning, everyone, from Ozark Living Homestead. What you see, I'm on the back side of the cabin here. You see all the Jersey Giants headed up in the woods, trying to forage, get the last little bit they can get before everything is gone. The goats love it up in there because there's, like I stated, a lot of honeysuckle up in there. And right on the other side of that huge oak tree, right up the hill there, is where the old pond is, old pond. It collapsed one of the, I don't know, dikes or sides collapsed, and it hasn't held water in years from what I understand. It's trees growing out of it, but you can see it was an old pond. It was very, very small, and I was told that years and years ago there was a hog farm here, and that's where he kept his hogs up in there, all up in that area up there. And but what I'm showing you is we thought and was hoping that we would get the rest of this flooring done out here yesterday, and actually at least get the walls up. Not completed, but get them up. Well, it didn't happen. We had some problems, and I knew there was a chance of it. You guys got to bear with me here because I'm climbing up a ladder. I knew there was a chance of it happening because of the way I'm doing it and not totally finishing the oh, dropped my shoe. Not finishing the floor here all the way out to where the kitchen and everything's going to be, so just temporarily doing it. But it got out of the square. And the reason you see where we've done, well, the turkeys happen to join me up here. They love it up here now that they can get up here. Well, they could anyway, because they can actually fly up on top of the house. But yeah, it got out of the square, and I knew there was a chance of it. I thought I had it braced up enough and good enough, but somehow it got a little, not a lot out of the square, but I'm really kind of picky with things like that. I think I've stated that before, but it's just me, and I couldn't let it go. And my neighbor was here. He's like, it's only going to be about an inch out of square, 2 inches at the most. I'm like, I don't care. I know it's out the square. I got to fix it. I can't leave it that way. So anyway, what we did, we couldn't push it. We couldn't pull it. So we got the tractor and actually just put it against one of the beams and pushed it over. But it took a while for us to figure out the use of the tractor. But anyway, it actually worked. It worked out really good. And also, I want to give a shout out to another channel. It's one that I've been watching recently, and it's a nice channel. And I think a lot of you guys would actually enjoy it. In fact, I know some of you are already subscribed to his channel. But it's Worm Getter. I apologize, Duke, but I think he's somewhere down in Louisiana or somewhere. I know it's part of the South. I just don't know how far. But it's like a homesteading channel. You know, he's more into fishing and raising rabbits, but it is a homesteading channel. I mean, he seems like a very nice guy and down-to-earth person, and it's a nice, clean channel. So, you know, you guys don't have any problems there with the trolls or whatever. But yeah, go check his channel. I think you guys will really enjoy it. He has some good information on fishing and rabbits, and man loves worms. So apparently he loves to fish, and it's a funny story. I just watched one of his videos where he was talking about fishing for food, and it reminded me, about 2 years or so, well, no, it was a little longer than that, maybe 3 years or so ago, a little over 3 years ago. We were up in northern Alabama, right by the Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia line up in there. But we were in Alabama, and we were looking for property before we found this. And because it's all mountainous and hilly up there. But it's right in the Tennessee Valley. There's a huge lake up there where they have a lot of the Bassmaster tournaments and stuff like that. In fact, one time we were up there, they were having one of the Bassmaster tournaments, and my wife, and as you guys know, we've been married close to 30, right at 30 years now. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I know I'll be in trouble if she sees this, but it's kind of hard to explain. In Florida, we could fish, but it was just so hot. I mean, you hated to be outside. And plus, we worked all the time. I mean, I worked constantly, and she was always on me, take a day off, go fishing, you love to fish. Well, there's plenty of saltwater fishing. We live right next to the ocean. I could almost walk. But I hated saltwater fishing. I don't know why. I did it, but I just didn't really care for it. I like freshwater. And we had freshwater, but you might have to drive an hour and a half, and I was always working. But anyway, she would never go with me. She went a few times. We went down to Lake Okeechobee, and we didn't do so good, because we had the kids, and we were the type of people. We never asked people to take care of our kids, watch our kids. Our kids were with us everywhere. Very, very rarely did we ever ask anybody to watch our kids for us. We always had them with us. I mean, we were just that type of people. And not that we didn't trust people, we just didn't do that. But anyway, she wouldn't go fishing with me. After a couple of times, she didn't catch anything. She was hot, she was miserable. So she never would go. And I didn't go very much, hardly at all. And then when I did go, I asked her, well, why don't you come with me? No, I don't want to go. I don't ever catch nothing. I don't want to go sit out in the hot sun. Well, anyway, we were up there in Alabama. And it's kind of a funny story. I said, I want to go fishing because I'm on that big lake and I love to fish. I mean, I could sit out there all day. It doesn't bother me. And I says, do you want to go? And she's like, no. I said, well, then I'm not going to go. I'm not going to leave you sitting in the motel or, so I'll just hang out with you. We'll go look at some more properties or whatever. She said, you know what? She said, all right, I'll go. So we went and I bought her a rod and reel because she wanted her own, of course, even though she doesn't go fishing, she wanted her own. So we went and bought her one. We got some bait and everything. And we asked the guy, where's the good spot? He says, fishing off the bank. He told us where to go. So we went over there and we sat there. And no sooner we get the hooks in the water, she hooked I want to say it was probably 5-6 pound cat. And she was pulling it up and it broke the line. And she got so mad at me because that fish got loose. She swears it was my fault that I didn't put the hook on good enough that it broke her line. And anyway, so I put her another hook on and got her all set up, and she dropped it in there again. Bam, she hit another one. She got another one, and she got that one in. And all day long, we got a mess. We spent a big part of the day down there, and we got a big mess of catfish, nice sized catfish. And we were actually staying in a cabin. We had rented a cabin, and it had a grill and everything, a place where you clean your fish and stuff. So we went back, and this is where the story kind of gets funny. We went back and we got ready to clean the fish, and I went outside to clean the fish, and she came out and she says, I want to do it. She said, just show me how to do it. And my wife's that way. She wants to learn things, and she wants you to just show her, just teach her and leave her alone, and she'll do it. So I did one. I showed her how to do it and everything, one of the catfish. And she actually did all the rest of the catfish. I mean, she cleaned them and everything. And then we cooked them, and we had a nice dinner, and then we had some leftover catfish we actually gave to some of the other people that were in the campsite with a bunch of cabins and stuff. But yeah, it's funny, and I tell people jokingly all the time. I said, yeah, my wife has the 3 C's. And they're like, what? I mean, yeah, that disease, the 3 C's. And they look very puzzled at me, and they don't understand what I'm talking about. I said, yeah, I took her fishing and she caught the 3 C's. She can catch them, clean them, and cook them. And people think that's so funny, but yeah, she loves to go fishing now. In fact, that's one of the things she's really looking forward to up here. The last time she was up here, I knew it wasn't a good time to go fishing. It was late in the season. It was hot outside, and but she wanted to go fishing so bad. So we went on, got her license, and got my license, and we went to a lake that's it's a 45-minute drive from here. It's on the state park. Small lake, no motorized boats, only electric trolling motors. But unfortunately, we get there, and they're draining the lake. So, and there was actually someone there from the government or whatever. But he said, "Yeah, I doubt you'll catch anything because we drained it so low right now. They're all stirred up and they're down in the deep bottom out in the middle." He says, "We're just doing some work on the banks and everything to keep, just to make it easier on fishermen and stuff like that." So, but anyway, I'm not trying to get away from Duke, but yeah, go check Duke's channel out. I think you guys will like it. I'll put a link to his channel below, and his channel is called Worm Getter. I think you guys will really enjoy it, and give him a thumbs up there. All right, you guys have a nice day. See ya.